What's up, guys? Welcome to CryyystalDoes. I'm Crystal, and as you guys know, I do things. If you've previously watched any of my videos, then welcome back. And if you haven't, then welcome. Today I decided I was going to do a fall smoky eye for you guys. I super love fall. It is probably my favorite season because I love the leaves falling. I love the weather getting much cooler, especially here in Texas, because your girl is always hot. I also really love the warmth that this season brings without the freaking hot weather, because I feel like everybody is in such a better mood. I feel like, you know, around Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that, everybody just has like a lighter heart, and I really like that about this season. I could go on and on about it forever. So anyways, let's get on to this look. So today I'm going to be using my trusty James Charles palette. I absolutely love this palette. If you haven't bought it yet, it is probably one of my favorites. It literally has all the colors that I could ever want to use. This is definitely a one-stop shop if you are looking for all the colors that you could need. There's also a dupe coming out for this palette specifically. I believe it is a Wet n Wild palette. It's gonna look almost exactly the same, and I'm super excited for that to come out because I want to kind of do a side-by-side comparison of them. Maybe do a half James Charles side and a half Wet n Wild side. So you guys let me know if y'all would be interested in me doing that, and I will definitely get that video going. I went ahead and zoomed in just a little bit closer so y'all can see exactly what I'm doing on my eyes. I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Wet n Wild concealer that I always use. It's the light ivory shade right into my eye, and I'm also going to clean up my eyebrow just a tiny bit, like I always do. So I'm going to take the JS6, it's this brush right here. It's slightly fluffy, but it also has a little bit scratchier bristles. So I like to use these whenever I pack on color because I can also blend with it as well. So I'm going to dip into this shade right here. And I'm so sorry I don't have the film over it right now, so I don't know what these shades are called at the moment, but I will try to add it in somewhere so that you can see all the shades that I'm using. So I'm gonna dab it on the outer corner as well as the inner corner, and then I'm also going to sweep into the center of my eye, kind of where my crease would be. So if you sweep here, and then I also like to do these circular motions here to kind of blend it out. And I also want to make sure to add somewhat of a wing type effect here so that when I go ahead and add my wing in, it kind of matches where my eyeshadow goes. I'm gonna take my color switch and swatch that color off. If you haven't used one of these color switches before, it is a game changer, seriously, because look, that color has basically come mostly off. This thing helps you if you are trying to change colors between without having to wash your brushes, or if you don't have multiple of the same brushes. It takes most of that color off, so when you dab into the next color, you won't have a mixture of the two colors. So I'm going to take this shade right here on my brush, and I'm gonna fill in the center, kind of blending it out towards the other brown shade that I just laid down. This palette does have fallout, so if you see right here I do have some fallout, I just take the same brush that I used for my powder and just kind of swipe it away, and most of that will go away. Do you see that? I do want to say though, most of the time I use this palette, I do my shadow first and then I put the rest of my face on. So if that's something that you worry about, like if your foundation is still a little tacky or anything like that, you might want to consider putting your eyeshadow on before you put your foundation and your base on. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the JS13 brush. This is a pencil brush, so I like to use this when I'm trying to really pack on my color in my crease. So I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm actually going to apply it towards the middle of where the two shades actually meet so that it can help with the blending effect of it. And then once I have that done, I want to bring this smokiness up a little higher. I'm going to take my JS9 brush. This is more of a dome-shaped brush. It is kind of like the first brush that I use that has the little bit of scratchy bristles, but it is a lot more fluffy than the last one. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this darkest brown shade here, dip that in just a little bit, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to start exactly where my crease is, where the top of this shade is. I'm going to put it in the center and sweep, and then I'm also going to use circular motions to bring it upwards to smoke it out. And also, while I'm doing that step, I'm going to take just a little bit extra, and I'm also going to bring it down under my eye just a little bit. Now, after I get that the way that I like it, I'm going to use the JS5 brush. This is kind of like the previous brush I just used, but it is a little more fluffy than the last ones. I'm going to take these two shades right here that are a little orangey, dab off the excess, and then I'm actually going to blend it into the top of that color all the way up to my brow bone. That's how that's gonna look. Now, I could have done this where I did a half cut crease, so I could have come back and cut this part right here and then added this color in, but I did it this way because I wanted to have that smoky effect without the brown fading into the other color too much, and not giving you the actual true color that you wanted. But I also didn't want the color to be too bright by using the concealer to make it kind of pop out a little more, because I wanted it to be a color that kind of matched the lips, which is why I started off with the lips, so I could kind of match that way. Now, that's just personal preference because I really just wanted to use this lippy, so that's why I did it this way. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually smoke out my under eye, and then I'm going to add my eyeliner, and that is going to change this look completely, because right now it kind of just looks meh. But once you get that eyeliner on there, it literally will change your whole look. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade that I had first used right here, and this is an e.l.f. concealer brush, so it's like just really small brush. I really like this brush because it's small enough to go under my eyes without fully smoking out like my whole face. I'm going to go right in next to this shade that I had just put on, kind of blending it in, and go about another third of the way. I'm going to use the same brush after using that color switch, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here that's right next to it. And I'm going to go in almost all the way to my inner corner, but not quite. And then after you get all of those colors on there, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same brush after using the color switch, of course, and I'm going to dip in this darkest shade right here. Now, this is the shade that we used across the whole eye, as well as this under eye smoke. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm actually going to line the underneath of all of these colors that I just added. Very, very lightly, just like that. And it's going to change your look completely, because that extra darkness is going to make the other colors pop open. It's also going to complete the overall look from your under eye to the top of your eye. And then what I'm going to do after you have both eyes done is I'm going to take that same brush, the JS5, that I used these two orangey shades in, tap into both of them, tap off the excess, and I'm going to go over the entire smoked out under eye. So this is what it's going to look like before you put on eyeliner and eyelashes, and it's going to look really freaking weird, because honestly I feel like I look really foolish, but watch. So that is what it looks like with eyeliner and lashes on. I did also line my waterline with a brown eyeliner to kind of help bring out the browns a little more. I did do my eyeliner with my Glam Light calligrapher pen. I absolutely love this eyeliner. I do also have a code with Glam Light. It is Crystal with 3 Y's if you guys decide y'all wanted to use it. I'll also link it in the description box below if you guys want to check them out. I have loved every single thing that I've ever used by them, so you can't go wrong. I'm gonna finish this look off doing a pop of color to my inner corner. As you guys know, people do a pop of highlight and stuff, but I wanted to do a pop of color because this look is kind of dark. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to take this orange shade right here just by itself. And this is an AOA Studio E124 brush. It is a pencil brush. This brush is $1. This brush was $1 at Miss A. I love their brushes. If you guys are on a budget, they have some awesome stuff. If you go to shopmissa.com, you can shop them online as well. I'm gonna add this right here to the inner corner. And then after I do that little pop of color, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to add a little shimmer to it since it is a matte color. I'm gonna use the same brush and dab into this shade right here, just to your top off the excess, just to kind of add a little bit of shimmer to it. And there is your pop of color as well as your pop of shimmer to the inner corners. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys. If you were wondering what lippy I was trying to match today, it is actually the Jeffree Star shade Pumpkin Pie. I absolutely love this shade. I know it's going to be a staple for me during fall, so I definitely wanted to create a look that I knew would go with this so that later on I could probably recreate this. It would definitely go good with a brown lip as well, maybe even a burgundy. If you guys try this out, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it goes for you. Also, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the bell icon as well if you want to be notified when my next video goes up. And if you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please leave me a comment down below and I will be sure to comment back. And I would love to hear any suggestions y'all have. If you would like for me to do the Jeffree Star versus the Wet n Wild dupe, let me know as well and I will definitely get on that for you guys because I am curious myself as to the pigmentation, as to the comparability, wearability, and all of that stuff. So I will definitely do a video on that. If you guys would like to see it, just let me know. Thank you again so much for watching. You guys have no idea how exciting it is whenever I see how many people watch this and how many people like it and stuff. It is so heartwarming and I really love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And as always, make sure you stay beautiful.